Hey, spooky parents. We want to help promote an awesome alternative clothing brand from the Midwest made just for you ghouls. It's Feral Mama. The brand was started by Gretchen, a mother of 4 living in Cleveland, Ohio, who is a trained doula and has a passion for supporting motherhood and other mothers who are struggling with mental illness, postpartum depression, and mothers who are struggling to find a support group for other alternative mothers. Since she started her business, she has found an awesome community that has supported her through thick and thin. We support her on this mission as parents ourselves. Feral Mama has lots of comfy t-shirts with spooky designs for mostly mamas, but also some unisex options are available for any of you papas or caregivers out there. She also sells kids shirts from time to time, as well as hoodies, crew neck, long sleeve shirts, patches, pins, mugs, and some other really cute bags. You can use my code OscureIvy to get 10% off your first order using the link in the description on our Instagram or even on our YouTube, feralmamashop.com/OscureIvy. That's feralmamashop.com/OscureIvy. By supporting her, you will also be helping us continue to do what we do. It can take anywhere between 14 to 21 business days to receive your order, but remember, she is only one person. So go support your local Feral Mama today. Remember to support small businesses, women, and of course, badass mamas everywhere.
The Midwest, home sweet home in good old Indiana. Place of small towns, cozy families gathered together, and fields of corn and rustic woods. But, like any town, there is a dark underbelly that often goes unnoted. We are part of that darkness. We lurk in the shadows to bring you the best in horror, metal, and stories of the grotesque. This is Blood in the Cornfields.
Howdy, welcome in, cellar dwellers. How's everybody doing out there?
How have you guys been?
Yes, it's not been a minute, but it feels like it's been a minute.
It's been a very draggy week.
Yeah, I was thinking about what's even new with me. So it was a struggle to come up with stuff. I don't know. This last week was just blah.
We got a lot going on. We really do coming down the pipes. But Jesus Christ, has it been a lot? It's been long. It's been hard.
Yep, absolutely. So I guess what's new with me, some of the cool shit I'm seeing out there, I'll start off first because this is near dear to my heart, but the NECA 50th anniversary Texas Chainsaw Massacre Leatherface. There's 2 editions. They look so sweet. Sorry, guys, do not have any pre-order information because I was looking for myself. I'm thinking of going into fucking Buy Me Toys and being like, hey, these.
Can you order these?
Can you order these? Like, mark it up. Fine. I don't give a shit. Like, I want you to make money, but hey, order these.
And tell me about it. ASAP.
Yes. So I'm going to do that tomorrow because tomorrow's Friday. And I told them, hey, I'm going to come in every Friday. This time, I think I'm actually going to leave some business cards and stuff and be like, hey, I shout you guys out because they have no clue. They don't listen to our damn podcast. So yeah, that's badass. They look awesome. I believe they're 6-inch tall figures. Again, I do not know price. For me, I don't really give a shit. I don't care a price because it's not going to be astronomical. They're 6-inch figures.
They're tiny.
So it's not going to be anything crazy.
It's not like the not life size, but like the true to life Chucky and Tiffany doll they have on pre-order right now.
Yeah.
Fuck, I would really would love that Tiffany doll, but I don't know.
So I love small things rather than big things.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Like, I have a little Michael Myers and Jason Lego figure. And I love those things. And I've got this little fucking thing that I think it was Goblin House or it was Blake's. I don't remember. One of the two because all my shit runs together. But there's just like this little demon guy.
Oh, that's
who's
cool.
like probably the height of a thimble.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And it just like have him sitting on a little shelf. I like little things. I don't know. So
I just want to snuggle Tiffany.
just spoon. I come down one episode. You're spooning Tiffany.
I'm just gay for Tiffany.
All right. Sweet. So other than that, I don't know. This one might be a comments, chatter starter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Immaculate. So, I've seen shit about it. I've heard some people talking about it, but this week specifically, I think it came out, but like people are just talking about it online like crazy. I know there's an actress, Sydney Sweeney, that's getting a lot of attention, and I don't know why, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, it's supposed to be really good. It's getting a lot of really good feedback. So yeah, I don't know. In the chats, like, hey, what have y'all seen it?
Yeah.
Have you heard about it?
I mean, obviously it's a Catholic kind of Christian-y film where this looks like a okay, I'm just gonna read you the IMDb thing because I don't fucking know much about it. I've only seen a couple trailers.
Everyone knows this is a low budget show,
right? And it's okay. And like the other thing is, it's like I saw the trailers and it was giving me like Saint Maud vibes, which I really like. That movie.
Well, I thought like a mixture of like Exorcist and The Omen and like something else, and I don't know what.
So it says Celia, a woman of devout faith, is warmly welcomed to a picture-perfect Italian countryside where she is offered a new role. An illustrious convent. Oh my god.
Oh, I was like, coven?
She's not a witch. But it becomes clear to Cecilia that her new home harbors dark and horrifying secrets.
Secrets.
Yeah, and of course, Sydney Sweeney, she's in a lot of shit. She's in Euphoria, she's in White Lotus, Handmaid's Tale.
Okay, all right. She's
in everything.
Oh, okay.
She's also was in the recent Madam Web. Fuck that movie, but you know, whatever.
I unfortunately have never seen it, so
that's good. Don't.
Yeah, I will try to avoid that one.
But yeah, no, she's a really talented actress. I really just know her more for White Lotus and Euphoria. She's a really good, talented actress in both of those.
Well, maybe that's what it was, because it's like I didn't hear negative stuff. I don't know. I didn't hear anything negative. So maybe she just does a really good job. Like maybe she's just a really good actress in it, or I don't know. It's like I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, that's it in my world. Not a lot going on.
So fortunately for us, we got a lot of shit going on.
Yes, we do. And we love it. We love it.
And things coming up, and it's wonderful. And wow, thank you so much for reaching out to us.
Yes.
Either wanting to be on the show or want to be a part of it.
I'm humbled because like when...
I'm like, wow, shit, dude.
You know, you do a lot of the booking stuff, and we recently talked it over. So if you out there want to do stuff, we're going to be shifting it to me at some point. But I know Ivy's been getting a lot of that, and you just cue me in. And I'm like, geez, we've got like a lot of shit. So I really appreciate it.
And it's hard to keep track of because like, okay, it's this filmmaker this day, and then it's going to be somebody else's.
We've got like 3 filmmakers.
Yep.
You know, yeah, it's crazy.
And the next one that's coming up for sure, unfortunately, the last one for Under the Stars, if you were following with our Instagram, unfortunately they canceled again, which is fine. We understand that, you know, they're mothers.
Stuff happens.
They got a lot of shit going on, and that's totally okay. Hopefully we'll be able to get them at some point. Maybe
we're gonna try
in the summer. But
we'll
if it doesn't pan out, that's okay. We'll still promote them anyway. But we are planning on hosting a green room table for a show coming up. The Krishna Den in South Bend is hosting it. It's going to be Thursday, April 25th, doors at 6:30. And then the show will obviously start at 7 o'clock. But God, they got quite the fucking lineup. They have Gates to Hell, Vomit Forth, and Corpse. Fuck,
I want that to say butt.
Corpse Dice.
Dang it. I wanted them to say Corpse Butt. Like, I wanted that to be the name of the band. Shit. All right, that's okay.
It's Corpse Pile.
Dang it.
Sorry, guys.
Corpse Pile. Okay.
Y'all just have a lot of shit in here.
It's fucking metal writing. It looks like you put ink on your butthole and fart the name out. Like, it is what it is. Nobody's going to be offended that we could not figure that out.
But we love
right
you
away.
all,
yes.
and we wanted to support you guys. They're actually, so even though it's a Krishna Den show, they're actually going to be doing it at a different venue.
Yes.
They're going to be doing it at the Well Basement in South Bend. So if you're not familiar with the Well, basically it's like a little coffee shop at the top. And then underneath, there's a basement.
So I can have coffee at the green room?
You can.
Oh, I'm sold.
So we're going to try to get pizzas and different things for the band.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, here's something that we do ask that you do help the Krishna Den with.
Yes, they got some donatey stuff.
They have some pipes that are leaking. Not the shitter, thank God, but you know, they got some water damage, and they really could use some donations. Even if it's just $20, go hit them up.
Whatever you can spare.
Yeah, just go hit them up their way so they can still keep doing shows because they have really become a force to be reckoned with as a venue.
Yep.
And the owner seems to be a really nice dude. He seems to be very into his community and helping out there, so we definitely support that. So if you can make it out to the show, come see us. And,
yes.
We'll try to have merch there if we can.
We will. We will have merch because it's April 25th, right?
Yep.
Okay. I can swing that. We will have merch there. We'll be there. Come say hi to us. Come interact. We love meeting people, talking up with people. Just throw ideas our way. We don't really care. Whatever. Do a handstand, shake our hand. We don't care. You can do whatever.
With that being said, too, we also have a really cool collaboration coming up with Black Tornado Podcast.
Yes. I'm excited about this one because it's like just, like what, a month ago, I was listening to that first episode and I was like, this is just a really cool format.
And they're cool people.
And they really are. Yeah. And then here we go. And we're going to be on it's like a mashup episode.
Yeah.
It's
our first collaboration, man.
Yeah. So it's their episode and our episode. So we talked to them. We had a little Skype meeting with them.
Yeah.
It's pretty badass, like just kind of meeting them and putting face to voice and all that sort of stuff. And yeah.
Man, Adam and Ian are cool people.
Yes. Absolutely.
And they still have their giveaway
their
going
contest
on at least until April 5th. This will probably be coming out a little past then, but regardless, you had your chance. We told you about it last week.
Yes.
That's your fault.
Well, we've got to build up more people, and our subscribers are going up, it seems, daily now, and they're just like a few, which is cool. So, the more that we get into this type of shit, the more we're going to do this type stuff. Like, eventually, we might do some sort of giveaway thing. I would like some more subscribers and some more, people to kind of have it like a good kind of contest, where it's not like 20 people apply, like 100, That's kind of what my thinking is, but hey.
Yeah. And not to mention our next, hopefully the next coming episode is going to be an interview episode. You'll see us live in the flesh again, but with other people this time, more people. And in this case, it's going to be a local filmmaker, Tim Wallach.
Mm-hmm, yes, absolutely.
Going to be bringing a actress on as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, Tim Wallach, he's a kind of, right now, it seems like more a horror-based director, but we'll know more when we interview him.
So, and just so that we put this out there, literally every director, I'm going to slut myself and try to get in a movie. Like, literally everyone. So, if I have to grind on a leg or I don't know, offer up Cheez-Its, whatever it takes. So, yes, just you're warned beforehand. But, yeah, I'm excited because, it's like, I didn't imagine that we would actually get, someone that's been a director of movies and it's multiple people. And it's like, I love the way that kind of the podcast is just morphing in its own direction.
So much.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited for this one. I've got a lot of questions that I'm refraining from bringing up so that we surprise. So yeah, I'm excited for this one coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm excited about this one too because it was a viewer choice or
poll.
Yeah, poll.
A little last minute, but still it was a poll.
Yeah.
Let me go to it actually.
Hey, when stuff happens, you gotta make do. You gotta maneuver.
Mm-hmm. So we had a poll. We kind of brought it back up. We did the poll last time for Black Mold, and that one won out. But this time it was The Stuff versus Terror Vision.
Yes, and a twist. We have a twist.
We have a twist. All right. So the twist is that at the beginning, Terror Vision was winning with 4 votes.
Mm-hmm.
But then our boys at Black Tornado chipped in and was like, no, you're watching The Stuff.
Yes, so they flipped it.
So The Stuff won by 5 votes.
Yes, so they flipped it. So we are watching The Stuff. I've never seen it, and I know we brought it up, I don't know how many episodes ago that I'd never seen it. It was just one of those ones that's slipped through my fingers that I just never saw.
Yeah, it's like an 80s underground kind of classic.
And that's my shit.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it.
Here we go.
Basically, okay, well, actually, before I tell you a bit about it, what do you know about it, Mark?
It's some jello-ass mold that's killing people. It gives me blob vibes like crazy. Other than that, just knowing the VHS cover, I know nothing. I've seen the VHS cover several times, just through I'd imagine online and maybe once back in the day in a video store. Never owned it. So that's all I know. That's literally all I know.
And I'm sure Luke will have the picture up as far as like what we're talking about, but it just looks gnarly.
Yeah, it does.
It has the dude like groping his face in terror, and there's like fucking white ooze and shit coming out of his mouth and his eyes, and it looks nuts. But you know, honestly, I don't think I even want to describe the plot because that gives way too much away.
No, let's watch it and talk about it.
And we will. So hopefully we'll be able to do that here pretty soon, and we'll come back with our thoughts.
Yes, absolutely. So hold tight, watch the movie with us too if you want. Pause it, and we'll come back and talk about it.
Bye. For a second.
Be back.
No, don't eat that. I saw it moving in the refrigerator.
Here, Jason, take some.
There is something alive in there.
They're good for us, Jason. They kill the bad things inside us.
Must be a side effect of eating too much dessert.
It's gonna kill you! It's gonna kill you all!
Hey, wait. We are not alone.
Tonight, America is in grave danger.
So are you prepared to say on the air that you've actually seen people devoured by the stuff?
Oh, hell yes. And what's worse, I've seen what's left of them when the stuff gets through and comes back out.
Coming soon for you, the stuff from New World Pictures.
All right, and we are back.
We are back.
We are.
So sorry, my throat was about to give out, and I have no idea why. Probably just allergies.
There's stuff going around.
Yeah. The stuff's going around.
Yeah, I know that was corny as shit. No, but you set me up. You set me up for it. So yes, we are talking about this stuff.
We just finished watching it.
Yes. Yeah, that was a tasty little treat.
In more ways than one.
Yes. First off, I had to, I'm watching this movie and I'm like, I need a pint of this stuff. The collector in me is like, dude, that'd be so badass if I found a pint container,
that'd be cool.
like the ice cream container. Yeah. And there was someone selling it, but they wanted it $70. And I'm
if it doesn't have the stuff in it, it's not worth it.
No, I know. It's just for probably a Ben and Jerry's size, carton of stuff. There's surprisingly a lot of merch for this. So, it's an older movie, some eBay stuff, but yeah, there's actually surprisingly a bunch of merch. So
a little bit about the movie.
Yeah.
The stuff was from 1985, directed by Larry Cohen. Larry Cohen is actually a very prolific director.
Yes.
He's been doing a lot of shit in his lifetime. He wrote It's Alive, if you remember our baby review, our evil baby review, when I was pregnant. He also wrote Q, the Winged Serpent. And he did the that one kind of, I don't know if it was a mini-series or what it was, but A Return to Salem's Lot in 1987. So I don't know if it was a TV movie.
Did it say he did a Master of Horror up there?
He did do a Master of Horror episode. I don't know which one.
Oh, it just says Master of Horror episode. Okay, because I have a massive collection of those.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Sweet.
And Maniac Cop.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That was the other big one.
Yeah. But he did all the It's Alive movies.
All of them?
All of them.
Oh.
And also the remake from 2009.
I love that we've done this enough that we circle back to directors that we've already talked about. I think that's fucking cool. So yeah, so let's just rip into it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
So first off, just for context, I'm going to read what the movie's about.
Cool.
Now that hopefully you all have watched it already.
You have.
You paused this episode. And I'm going to go
by
see
the way,
this shit.
Let's let them know how you can watch it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tubi.
Tubi.
Yeah, you can watch it on Tubi TV. It does have some ads. I don't remember if you can have an account to not have ads, but whatever. Yeah, it's for free on there, so you have no excuse not to watch it.
Yeah, it's also on Pluto TV as well with ads.
Sweet. Okay, sorry to interrupt, but I thought it was
you're good.
ultra important that we let them know, hey, how can you watch this?
But basically, here's the IMDb description of it. A delicious, mysterious goo that oozes from the earth is marketed as the newest dessert sensation, but the tasty treat rots more than teeth. When zombie-like snackers who only want to consume more of the strange substance at any cost begin infesting the world.
Zombie-like. Yeah, I don't know if they were zombie-like, but...
They were more devious about it.
Yeah.
They didn't seem brainless, but they definitely were they were scheming.
It was a good way for them to save money on the budget on makeup, of just making them normal, but kind of crazy, I thought. So I was like, hey, that works.
So as far as tearing into it, this fucking movie opens with this old miner guy.
I know, 2 minutes into the thing, and I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Who just goes up and tastes shit from the ground?
Yeah, he sees this bubbling shit, bends down, the first thing he does is he eats it. And it's why are you doing this? Who would do that?
Yeah, he just starts eating it. And then the thing I was trying to decipher is was there stuff all around them, or was it snowing?
It looked like it was okay, so the setup was giving me Mad Thing vibes. The Thing?
Yeah, exactly.
It was
I thought there was snow on the ground.
Was it Antarctica? Where the fuck were we? But apparently not very far, because you later find out in the movie it's a quarry somewhere, and it's but also the shit's everywhere.
I know. Their placement with letting you know where they're at or where they're going was just fucking atrocious. I never knew where they were. I'm like, what? Why do you have to go there?
It jumped around.
Where are you?
A lot.
Yes, it jumped around. The cut scenes. Oh, the cut scenes were, you could tell that the movie was heavily edited down to probably get it under, a certain time frame.
And that was also something that Larry Cohen mentions. He said the original cut of the film was much longer.
Yeah.
And it was meant to be more dense and sophisticated. However, the studio executives basically made him trim it down because it was way too long. But in 2021, the lost cut of the movie was apparently found. So I don't know if it was re-released on Scream Factory. You guys tell me, but that sounds really cool.
Interesting.
Because we need more context. Shit happens way too quick.
Yes. So I'll premise this with saying I liked the movie. One way to get me is doing evil shit to children just randomly, just does it for me all the time.
Oh my
and
God.
When the boy runs up and slaps the shit out of that kid's hand, the stuff I should say, in the grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. He just runs up to this kid. Hey, stop eating that, and grabs the stuff out of his hand and throws it on the ground.
Yeah, so for context, this little guy, this little dude wakes up in the middle of the night and goes to go get a snack. And of course, he sees this stuff. But weird shit's happening with the stuff. It turns into full zoo motherfucker shit.
Yeah.
And is alive in the fridge. And he's like, oh, no, shit, I ain't eating that.
Yeah, he's like, no way.
And then his dad comes down and just what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, gets all pissy with him and then smacks him in the ass and sends him on his way. But yeah,
very bizarre.
It was bizarre, but
then the next day he's like, nah,
I'm not eating this, folks.
And neither should you. So he goes into his local grocery store and starts beating the shit out of the stuff.
Yeah, that's where he goes up to the kid and he slaps out of his hand. And you get it's because he doesn't want him to eat it, but I just love the way he did it. No explanation, nothing. And then just proceeds to destroy the grocery store where it's in the frozen section.
Yeah.
It's in a warm, room temperature section. He just goes all over the place. Just goes ape shit, destroying the stuff.
Stuff is everywhere. It's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's literally everywhere. But before that, another thing that I loved about this movie is random punches in the face.
Yeah, and that solves everything.
The first one got me. We're on a boat. Okay, cool. I don't know why we're on a boat. I don't know who's talking.
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. And then he says something about the FBI and then just punches an old man in the face. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. You got my attention.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who this character was supposed to be exactly. I've seen this movie a couple times, and I apologize, but like the first character, the actor,
I don't even remember his. Oh, Moriarty or something like that. Yeah,
David.
Yeah,
David is like, I don't know exactly what
I don't know what he is either.
Ad executive or what he is.
But he like posed as an FBI person.
Well, I think he is that's what he is. He's just an FBI dude. And he's like, okay, weird shit's been happening. We've gotten a lot of reports from maybe a couple of people. I'm going to investigate this shit. And he investigates it. And then like, does he punch the shit out of somebody?
Yeah, he dropped the old man on the boat. Yeah. After he said something about FBI, and then I don't remember, he just drops him, just punches him straight in the face without any warning. So
because that's all you need, apparently.
Yes,
in this 80s movie,
this had no titties, but what it made up for the lack of titties was the random punches in the face that I just absolutely love. So yeah, I will actually take random punches in the face over titties. If you can believe that or not. Yes, absolutely. This was full of random punches in the face. So yes, it scores big for me on that scale for sure.
It really does. And then like the whole thing, because like, okay, it's no mystery. You grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s. Consumerism was fucking huge.
Yeah.
Not just for food, but also for like toys. You had it all over the place.
Advertising just blew up in the 80s as well too.
And I think this movie obviously was supposed to be a parody of that.
It's a product of that for sure.
And it's basically like, okay, so Larry Cohen even says, quoted, "My main inspiration was the consumerism and corporate greed found in our country and the demanding products that were being sold. I was constantly reading in the newspapers about various goods and materials being recalled because they were harming people. For example, you had food being pulled off the market because they were hazardous to people's health. Cohen cited this as his influence. The sheer volume of junk food we consume every day, we continue to eat these foods despite the fact that some of them are killing us. That's when I started thinking that the stuff could be an imaginary product. In this case, an ice cream dessert that is being consumed by millions." So, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see that go ahead. They talk about, different products and companies throughout this movie. And it's really cool in the sense that, like, they talk to an ad executive. So, they're kind of showing that angle to where advertising is really blowing up and really influential on people's minds and influencing, what they're buying and different things like that. And I think that really kind of shines through in this movie a lot because they're, trying to show that consumerism is, getting bigger and we are very much influenced by, television and advertisements and all that sort of stuff. So that was definitely prevalent in this movie. I mean, that was a huge chunk of this movie for sure. So with all the marketing that's in this movie, it kind of leads to one of my biggest pet peeves about the cutscenes.
Yeah.
And that's when he just interrupted that commercial shoot.
Oh, yeah.
And then is talking to the producer, director. And then she goes and tells her assistant, go research this guy because he's wanting me to hang out with him. And I don't know who the hell he is. And then she just goes and hangs out with him. And it's not like back in the day when you would have your assistant look him up and text you hey, no, he's no good.
Or page you for that matter.
She just goes out with him. And it's like, how are they going to let you know if he's a good or bad guy? And then the cut scene to where they're supposed to go out on a date and go back to the hotel room. And that's just non-existent.
Yeah. There was supposed to be a scene where that was supposed to happen. And of course, that's one of the two slow scenes that never happened and got cut out. But that would have been good.
Yeah, to signify that they're dating or have some relationship. Because the next thing you see, he kisses her on the lips. And I remember asking you, what the fuck's that all about? He just kisses her on the lips when he was going to go have a date with her, but they never did.
Right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
You're supposed to have me believe that they're in some sort of relationship. The fuck?
Yeah, it was just the cut scenes were just really bad for me. But I just think the humor in the 80s of this movie was great.
Yeah, it had a lot of big names in it, too.
It really did. Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
It had Garrett Morris in it.
Uh-huh.
He played Chocolate Charlie.
Chocolate Charlie.
That was the guy that, like, originally owned, like, this gigantic business and got bought out, and he was just so funny. I mean, he already is, but, you know.
I know, and more of the randomness is... The main character is in some town. You have no idea why he's there.
In this small, like, kind of sleepy town, like, you know, like Milford or someplace like that.
Yeah, and then homeboy who's pumping his gas, they're like, they see another stranger, and homeboy who's pumping his gas just takes off in the woods. Yeah. Just runs ass into the woods. And then fucking Chocolate Charlie is hiding and then does a kia over his hood.
And that's like his character trait is he does fucking karate punches. Yeah. He's like, you sure you don't need my fists?
They're lethal weapons. And yeah, it was interesting. I felt like his part didn't even need to exist, but they had him, you know, in the movie, and so they had to write something out.
And also, Garrett Morris and Michael Moriarty had this awesome back and forth banter. Yeah. Like, they could have been like a buddy cop duo, but he wasn't utilized enough. Garrett Morris wasn't.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I just felt like his part, like they had the actor, to, you know, ready to play something, and they just had to like, let's just write something in and call him Chocolate Chip Charlie, which...
Well, he's supposed to be like this big tycoon guy that like founded, almost like as if he was like Chips Ahoy. Yeah. And like he founded this place and it was like got it taken over by the stuff people, you know, and he's been robbed. It also had Paul Sorvino in it as well, who's from The Goodfellas, I believe.
Goodfellas. I swore he was in Sopranos, but I
thought he was too.
I'm
looking at his
probably
face.
Mistaken. Yeah, he definitely looks like he could have been in Sopranos.
He's a very mob-looking dude, and he's been in some like other stuff, like Beyond Borders. What was the other one? Bad Blood was another movie he was in. The Godfather of Harlem. Oh. So yeah, he's been in some kind of like mobby.
He's very like Italian mobby kind of looking.
And you can tell by his name.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, no, he was a fun character in this. He was like the main colonel, but goddamn was he cringy. Oh, he had some really bad lines.
Yeah, there's, you know, it's 80s movies, so there's some stuff that's a little out of touch and a little outdated. I don't know what his whole like real quick innuendo of like that woman was gonna have sex with him, or he was gonna make her have sex with him or something. It was kind of just thrown in there really quickly. I was like, okay,
sir, no, that's not okay. What are you doing? You can't just expect.
It was something like, you're gonna take care of me later, or something like that. Like,
whoa, it's too forward. Stop it.
But that's one of the things I love about watching these 80s movies. Mm-hmm. It's just like how not PC for nowadays they are. It's fucking hilarious. Right. I love that aspect of some of it.
Especially to look back on it and just be like, that's what you thought back then, huh?
Some of the stuff doesn't age well.
But I will say the stuff, like in general, what it's known for and like why it has achieved such a cult status is not only its depiction of how marketing has like really warped people's brains, you know, especially in the 80s and 90s with just how the heavy hitter a lot of these marketing campaigns were. But also the effects were wonderful in this.
Yeah, they were good for the time. I definitely want to feel it. I want to touch it. I want to feel the texture of it. Like, it definitely made me want to do that. But yeah, it had some, you know, pretty good effects for its day. Definitely. I like, you know, that it takes over your body and all that shit.
And it definitely has like this like marshmallow fluff look to it. So I bet it's like sticky.
Oh, it absolutely looked like that marshmallow fluff. That's the first thing I thought of, and then I love how the kids eating shaving cream.
Oh yeah. So there's a scene where like the little boy's family, the one that gets smacked on the ass. That kid, his family are just eating the stuff, and that's all they eat. That's what they even imply.
They threw everything away. Yeah, and mom lost weight. Mom lost 5 pounds.
Just eating the stuff.
Just eating the stuff.
And so they like gang up on this kid and it's like, you need to eat it too. And so he goes and tricks them and puts shaving cream in after dumping the stuff
Yeah,
down the
after
toilet,
dumping the stuff.
which the stuff was not having.
Yeah,
any of that.
it does not like the toilet. It will come after you if you put it in the toilet. Definitely.
Right? It definitely became like street trash for a second.
Yeah.
And then he eats the shaving cream, which proceeds to make him puke later when he like finally escapes.
And then Dad's so offended that he's not eating the stuff.
Get him.
Has to go after him. So
I saw a funny tidbit, or not funny, but like a cool tidbit. The two boys in that movie, the brothers, they're real brothers in real life.
You know what? Okay.
The eyes.
Yes. There was a scene where I'm like, is that the boy aged? Because I'm like, they have the same eyes. And I thought that for 1 second, and then I just kind of got lost in the craziness of this movie. Because it like shift gears. But it would like, oh gosh. And there's a couple cut scenes where they cut him off like mid-sentence.
Yeah.
You know, like when he hops on the security guy's back and then just cut. Fuck it. Cut it. Yeah, it was so interesting, but I got wrapped up in like trying to make sense of it. I forgot about that. But yeah, you can tell they have the same eyes.
Yeah, it was so nuts because I thought the same thing too. And I've seen the movie before and I'm like, wait a second. That looks like the same boy. But
they did. Not. Yeah. I loved his 3D glasses.
Oh,
those big ass 3D glasses.
That was fun.
That was so cool.
And and then the other effect that was really cool was the spinning room effect. It was kind of the same effect. So basically for context, the stuff starts seeping in through the motel pillows and shit while they're staying there, and it's freaky.
Those stuff-filled pillows will get you every time.
And then they're too soft.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden a guy comes in, just random ass dude.
Random lumberjack looking guy. Yeah.
Comes in, and then he gets like, the fucking stuff pins him to the wall, and he starts like moving him up the wall, kind of similar to like Nightmare on Elm Street. Where like that chick gets pushed up the wall
with the blood.
Yeah.
And the random guy, I guess we'll add context to it. The random guy is actually trying to fight with the couple that's in the room.
Yeah.
Because there's like the stuff is attacking them. And so he decides to attack them, which I was like, is that just random guy that's like, hey, I'm going to try and fight these people? Or was he possessed by this stuff and the stuff was still attacking him though? I was kind of like...
my thought was, I thought he heard shit going on in the room because what happened was after the stuff oozed down the pillow, some of it got on David's face.
Yeah.
And then there was like some screaming and all this other stuff. And then Lumberjack guy comes in. So I thought maybe he came in because he was trying to protect the woman.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was like, again, it was that weird cut scene that happened. And it was like, okay, did that actually, what was he there for? This random ass dude.
This is kind of a draw your own conclusion type movie. It's kind of like those books where you can create your own story, you know?
Yeah, it kind of did feel like that. It's a fun movie. Don't get us wrong.
Yes.
We want to sell you that it is genuinely very fun to watch.
It's definitely a watch. Yeah, for sure.
And when Chocolate Chip Charlie gets his fucking face like contorted and shit, that was nuts.
That was pretty cool. Yeah.
And stuff just like oozes out and just like, oh, it's freaky.
Absolutely. So, I mean, overall, like I would say, I did like the movie. I would recommend it for people. It's just a quirky experience. You know, I think it's, definitely one that should be watched. Just for all of its flaws. I think the flaws actually make the movie unique because it's like, I can't remember a time where I've actually seen like, it's kind of like a decent 80s movie.
Yeah.
But that just got chopped to shit. Just thrown in every which direction. And you're trying to figure out where you're going. And I thought that kind of added to the aura, the ambience of the movie. It kind of is what kind of made it pretty cool to me.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. There's just that's what is the quintessential like cult film, like underground film. But also at the same time, it's obviously gained a following if it has so much merch, you know?
Yeah. And it had big actors too. that's what kind of, threw me off too, is it had like some pretty decent actors. Like normally if I'm seeing a movie that's chopped to shit like that one, I'm not recognizing anybody, and they probably had 1/10 of the budget this movie had.
Right. This one definitely had some money thrown at it if they had like the nice effects that they did for the time.
Yeah, they definitely did. So I would recommend it definitely a watch.
Definitely recommend it for me too. Just, have fun with it. Watch it with friends. That's the best way to watch a really cheesy 80s movie like this.
Look for the random punches in the face.
Yeah.
Little boy going ape shit in the grocery store is pretty sweet.
Take a shot every time the Colonel says something really offensive.
Yes. His lines were just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Just absolutely ridiculous. So, yeah, it was a good one. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
Maybe we'll do another one of these at some point. Maybe we'll actually review Terror Vision at some point.
Yeah.
But this was fun. And this, even though it was a little last minute, we had a good time watching it.
Yep, absolutely. So, we kind of said in the beginning, we appreciate a lot of y'all's interactions, talking with us. Like I said, we've got a busy schedule, so we really appreciate that. If you are interested in doing something with us, let us know, reach out to us. Instagram's a great, easy way at the Blood in the Cornfields page.
We don't do much with our Twitter. If anything, our Twitter's basically dead. But
I didn't even know
Twitter.
I didn't even know we had a Twitter. We also had a Facebook that I don't even upkeep anymore. I actually closed my own personal Facebook. I closed it. I'm not a Facebook fan.
Yeah, me neither.
It's stupid. So, I like rocking with what we got. So definitely.
Yeah, so definitely Instagram is like the best way to contact us. Or we also got our email address too. So you can always email us. So either way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think with that said, look out for each other and good night, cellar dwellers.
Bye-bye.
Go eat some stuff.
Have the stuff. Have the stuff. Eat it, yum,
Consume it.
yum.
Punch your grandmother randomly in your face.